Hello everyone. So basically I'm just sharing a small video on inference based therapy. I already had a online interaction with all of you and just sharing the same version on YouTube as well. So before we dive into inference based therapy, just wanted to share that there are a lot of other approaches that also deal effectively with obsessive compulsive disorder. One of them is cognitive behavioral therapy, the other one is that appraisal based cognitive behavioral therapy. Then we have mindfulness based stress reduction and acceptance and commitment therapy. And of course, exposure response prevention. So these are the approaches. The evidence has been scattered somewhere except for ERP, but these approaches are there nonetheless. You can probably read about them in your own time. In 2011, Dr. O'Connor and Dr. Ardima collaborated together and they came out with a term which is known as inverse inference, which basically meant people mistake imaginary probabilities for real possibilities. Now, this term helped them to actually go ahead with inference-based approach. They initially started working with inference-based cognitive behavioral therapy, and the results were compared to MBSR. Here, it was highlighted that ICBT led to significant reduction in all symptoms and greater improvement in overvalued ideas that the clients were having. So why this approach is necessary in comparison to the rest of the approach that were highlighted, including CBT, ERP, and all the other approaches that have been there? It has a few aspects that probably stand out as strengths of this approach. Firstly, that it doesn't have that downward stream focus, which is apparent in CBT, that where it is coming from. We don't go really deep down into it. Rather, we understand it as an inference, which I'll be sharing in a little while. Another thing that has been highlighted, or rather that has been missed in the other approaches, is that they have not adequately focused on the narratives that are building that eventually form obsessions. That is one of the things that has been picked up by inference-based therapy and also has been prioritized in their approach. So how a narrative builds that eventually leads to obsession, that is one of the key components of inference-based therapy, but that has been missed by other therapies. So in the third aspect, the complexity of the obsession thought is rather missed in other approaches. So it is not just a thought, it is not something that has to be only disputed, but rather that understanding that why it is being formed and how it can be addressed properly and what are the complications attached to this obsessive thought have also been observed and also addressed in inference-based therapy. One very interesting term that I came across while going through inference-based therapy was inferential confusion. Basically, this is the place where the imagined possibility and the real actual events that are going to happen, they are fused in some way that leads to a lot of confusion about what is imagined and what is real. So the insight of the person to distinguish both the aspects, it is this particular part which is largely not present in obsessive compulsive disorder. And this limited insight creates a lot of difficulties for the person to actually manage their daily chores and helps the client to gain more insight about the reasons for the present distress. I would like to stop the video here, understanding that it would be too lengthy to watch. But in the next couple of days, I'll be sharing another video where I'll be talking about the theoretical aspects of inference-based therapy and the techniques that we can use in the session as well. So I hope this video has been insightful for you and thank you for watching.